just to be close to you, girl. Man, you know the business, homie. Oh, you know the business. Not Atlanta Braves fan, but the hat was 99 cents. It was cold outside. What's good with it? What's good with it? Assalamu alaikum, peeps. This is the one and only. Bringing you flame to your device. You already know on that plantation 15-minute break. But I was listening to an interrogation, man. And I had to think about my sisters, my lovely black sisters, man. I think about y'all all the time. Even though y'all hard-headed sometimes, but you just won't be. You want love. That's all you really want is love. And I understand that. Baby girl, let me tell you something. All money ain't good money. Once again, all money ain't good money. Don't be so goo-goo gaga for some of these dudes out here. Listen to baby girl. Listen to I ain't gonna tell you nothing wrong. Cause I'm telling you, these boys will put something on you. It may be a disease. It may be them dum-dums. Or it may be some time. Y'all gotta wisen up. Stop trying to be something. Now listen here. You probably would like the agency of another person with you. I ain't gonna sit there and say I don't need no woman. I want one. I like to have some sometime, but then I can have our space too. You feel me? But I understand y'all want to be with a dude or whatnot, but don't be so open-hearted. Don't be so goo-goo gaga. Oh, you fall in love with the dick. Which one I'm missing? I call this crime interrogation, man. About this female catching these charges, and on top of that, covering up for dude. Let's get up. Covering up for dude. I don't know why, but y'all get blinded just because y'all want love. So check out this interrogation and let me know what you think.
You had no big plans today, did you?
Not really. I just went to Pav I took my mama to Pav to get my son some more diapers because he was running out.
Do you know why you were stopped today, why you were arrested?
No.
Okay, yeah, right now you have 2 active warrants for your arrest, okay?
I do.
I'm going to read something to you real quick, okay?
This is Edna Jones, Timothy Jones's ex-girlfriend, willing to do whatever it takes to protect him from the cops. She's keeping his darkest, most horrifying secret.
So we talked.
What are the 2 warrants for?
So right now.
I know I had 2 tickets.
Well, these are more in relation to what we were talking about yesterday, okay? These are not tickets. We talked to you a little bit about how serious this is, okay? So right now you have a warrant for tampering with or fabricating physical evidence, which is a felony, and then failure to report a felony, okay? Those are the 2 that you have right now. So it's pretty serious, okay? Which is why you should probably have it in your head right now that you've gotten in a lot of trouble because of what somebody else did, right? And you weren't completely honest with me yesterday, were you? About everything. There's still some things that we weren't honest about. Okay? And I know that. So what I'm doing today is giving you an opportunity to come clean about everything. Okay? Or you could potentially get into more trouble. Because I know that you lied about some things. Okay? And they're kind of big things. Okay? And we talked about that yesterday too, or last night. DNA and video and all those kinds of things. Okay? We've already gotten a lot of that. And so I can prove that you lied to me about some things. Okay? And I don't know why, unless you have a lot more involvement in this and you did a lot more to get in trouble.
I don't know.
Okay? So why not tell me the truth then?
From the very first minute, detectives don't waste time. They go straight for the truth. From the moment she walks in, they make it clear they know more than she thinks.
Why would you try to cover for yourself so much and other people, okay, unless you had more to do with this?
I didn't have more to do with it.
Okay. Well, I've got all the notes from when we talked the first time, okay? But I would like to touch on a couple of different things specifically, okay? We talked about Timothy took your keys.
There's Timothy Jones, Edna's boyfriend, and the man responsible for murdering his neighbor, Anthony Wilson, for one of the most bizarre reasons you'll ever hear. While Edna is stuck answering questions, Timothy is still out there, trying not to get caught. He is still on the run, and detectives are in a race to track him down.
You couldn't go anywhere in that van, right? But somehow or another, he got back over there without a car.
He wasn't in my car. My car was parked.
Okay, and you never took him. Once he brought you your van to your cousin's house, you never took him anywhere.
I didn't take him nowhere.
So why do I have an eyewitness saying you were in the van with him and this other guy?
I went in the van with him and no other guy.
And why do I have a witness saying that?
I don't know, but I was not in my van with him and no other guy. Only person that was in my van when he came back, well, he was in my van, and I went to my van to see where he was going to take them clothes that he had in my van. And he still wanted me to take him to his mother's house and drop him off, and I told him I can't do that. I even texted him and told him that you're going to have to find somebody else to come get you and your stuff.
Why did you tell him that? Why did you refuse to take him?
Because
Guilt leaks into speech patterns. People unconsciously repeat or over-explain details to convince themselves and others. When someone is lying or hiding something, they often fixate on a specific word or detail because it's the part they are most anxious about. Her constant mention of the van suggests that this part of the story is weighing on her mind. She knows the van is crucial, so she keeps bringing it up.
he got me in enough trouble as it is with the whole situation. So I was not going to take you nowhere else.
So I got an eyewitness saying that. When I look at the video, you're not going to be in that van.
I wasn't in the van.
Have you talked to Timothy since I talked to you?
No, I haven't. Last time, I didn't talk to him at all, but I had seen that he had posted a video on his story on Facebook Saturday when he was at his mama's house in the bathroom. But I haven't talked to him since then.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Hadn't seen him?
No.
You didn't see him the night that we talked?
No, I did not. Positive.
Because like I said, this is your last chance.
I'm positive.
You got these two, and you could be looking at murder.
I haven't seen him at all. Since he brought me my van, and when I left walking from my cousin's house, I have not seen him since then.
Okay. So the night that I brought you up here and talked to you
Mm-hmm.
from your aunt's house on Wilson,
Mm-hmm.
was he there?
No, he was not. Wasn't nobody there but my uncle, my mama, and my 4 kids and his girlfriend.
So basically what you're telling me is all my eyewitness accounts of people that aren't in trouble and have nothing to lose or gain from this, they're lying. And you're telling me the
Yeah,
truth.
because he was not over there.
And why would those people lie on you?
I don't know, but he was not there.
See, you have all the motive in the world to lie for him. Right?
No,
Because he's
I'm
the
not.
father of your children. So you would want to hide him from me.
No, I'm not hiding him from you. That's the truth.
Well, I mean, based on our experience in the last interview, I know that you will lie to me because you did it a lot. Okay? And these are bigger things, okay? Because I need to find him. You know what I'm saying? He has a murder warrant for his arrest right now. You understand that?
Yes.
You know why?
Because he had murdered that man?
Because he killed somebody
Yeah.
in cold blood for no damn reason.
Right.
Okay? And then you helped him cover it up. Try to cover it up. But you know what? Y'all didn't do a very good job. Because the person he killed, I found him. The next day, I found him. He didn't do a very good job hiding. I got all the damn evidence in the world to put you in prison for the rest of your life and put him in prison. If you want to be honest with me and tell me everything you know, it's probably going to look good for you.
I am
When
telling
this
you.
goes to trial, it's going to be like, okay, she's trying to help him out because she feels bad about what happened.
And I do.
Okay.
No, if I would have seen him the same day, the same night that y'all had took me over there, I would have called y'all and told y'all. He was not over there.
So everybody else is lying. You're telling me the truth.
I'm telling the truth.
Why would all these other people lie?
I don't know, but I'm telling you the truth. Because as soon as y'all, when I went back over there, I went in my uncle's house. Wasn't nobody there but me, my uncle, my 4 kids, and my mama and his girlfriend. That was the only people there. He was not there at all.
And you didn't talk to him, you didn't see him, you haven't talked to him or seen him since all this?
Nope. Well, I talked to him before y'all had came over there. He had asked me, can I take him his clothes to his mother's house? And I told him no.
And you never got in a van with him?
No.
Yeah. Anybody else drive your van while you were in it?
Didn't know. I was the only one driving. And my mama was on the passenger side. When we left from my cousin's house, I had went to my aunt's house out there where I stayed off 271.
Okay. Is that where you stayed last night?
Mm-hmm.
This other dude that was helping out Timothy, who is it?
I don't know who it is. I really don't. But I know his face when I see it.
Okay.
But I don't know who it is.
The other dude is Christian Navon Whitney Polk, a 19-year-old who got himself tangled up in this crime as an accomplice.
How many times have you seen him before?
A couple of times. But I haven't seen him like that because him and Timothy don't hang around like that.
What does
Well,
Timothy call him?
I don't know what he called him. Well, he called him his cousin. I don't think they related.
Call him his
just-
cousin, like they're close, but they're not blood related.
Right.
From my understanding, you have 4 kids.
Yes.
What ages are they?
I have a 5-year-old,
Okay.
an 8, 9 months, a 7, and a 9-year-old.
5-year-old, a 9-month-old, a 7-year-old, and a 9-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how long have you been dating Timothy?
I would say off and on since 2015.
Okay. Are the kids his?
2 of them is.
The 9-month-old and 5-year-old?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Since 15. Does he have any other girls that he talks to besides you that you know of?
Mitra Harris.
Mitra? How do you know? Like, do you just know her through him, or did you know her beforehand?
Well, I know her before she got with him
Okay.
because I met her through my brother.
Okay. I assume you're not friends with her. Like, you just know who she
I mean, we
is.
just conversate.
Okay.
Yeah.
About Timothy, or?
Yeah,
Okay. Does he still see Mitra
he was.
while you were dating him?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we wasn't together, but it was like kind of like co-parenting situation.
Okay. So you're aware of Mitra and that he sees her on and off as well.
Right.
I guess you see him on and off as well. Okay. And I know Detective Barton kind of honed in on the fact that you could be potentially charged with murder as being part of it. Okay, a party to it. Now this is probably the last time that either one of us will stop and talk to you. Okay. I don't plan on going to visit you at the jail. I don't plan on going to visit.
The male detective is using a strict, no-nonsense approach, keeping the pressure on. Meanwhile, the female detective takes a calmer, more controlled route, but her strategies are just as impactful. The female detective drops lines like, "This is the last time we're going to talk to you," making Edna feel like this is her only shot to explain herself. Then she says, "If you don't mind telling me what happened," which gives Edna the illusion of control, but really, she's leading her exactly where she wants.
Okay. That's why we have recording devices, which is what you see here. You see that little thing up there? It's recording you too. Okay. So at one point, once this goes to trial, and it will go to trial eventually, whether it be for the murder or for these, the jury is going to have the chance to view all that's going on in here. So that's why we try to tell you, and I tell people who are not involved wholeheartedly in the murder, like, I don't think you killed him.
I did.
Yeah, but you're still party to it because you were there and witnessed stuff, right?
Right.
And at this point, it's you putting yourself more as a witness rather than someone that's cold-hearted and was part of it. Does that make sense? So that's why we're telling you. Just tell us whatever happened. Whatever happened, happened, right? It's in the past. You got to deal with it as it comes, right? So for that reason, do you mind telling me what happened that night? Okay, so this was on the 26th, is that right? Saturday. So the 25th, which would have been Friday. What were you doing on Friday?
Well, Friday after my kids had got out of school, I said it was around 4, I went over there. Because I asked him, can I wash clothes over there? And can we stay the night?
Over
To Timothy.
Okay.
And he said, yeah. So I went over there, me and the kids, and we spent the night. And my 9-month-old, he was up because he was crying, he was teething.
Okay.
So it was like 5 something in the morning, 5:36, somewhere around there.
On Saturday?
And I couldn't go back to sleep, so I got up and took me a shower. And then I had went back in the room where Timothy's room was, and that's when I had seen his homeboy standing up in the room.
Okay.
And I asked him.
Let me stop you real quick. Where he stays, is it like he rents a room, but
Yeah.
they share bathrooms and everything? So you have to leave your room to go take a shower, and then you come back in, and that's when you see the friend.
Right.
Okay? Well, what happens then?
And I seen his friend standing up in there.
Okay.
And I asked him, I said, where's Timothy? He said he's outside. So then I had went to go outside to look for Timothy, but I didn't go outside because I had seen him in the room,
What room?
in the man's room.
The one that got killed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had seen him in there. So I had went back in the room, in Timothy's room,
Okay.
and then I left out the room, and that's when I had went, when I had found out that Timothy was in the room with the man, I had went back I was going headed towards the room, and then that's when his homeboy that went in there, he had followed behind me, went back in there with Timothy, and they was trying to get the body.
Okay. So you leave Tim's room to go find Tim outside. Before you get there, you see him in the other room.
Yeah.
And then the friend had followed behind you, and he enters your room with Timothy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you talk to them? Do you say anything to them?
At that point, no, because I was like just in shock.
Okay. What did you see?
I seen the man, he was laying in the bed on his back, and he was covered up in a blanket. And they was getting the body, picking the body up, and he had asked me to open the door, so I opened the door.
Who asked you?
Timothy.
Okay.
So they could go out the door. And when I opened the door, that's when I seen the black SUV. And then when they had took the body, I had the door open, and while they was taking the body to the car, and then they had tried to put the body in the trunk. So they had went around to the driver's side, and he had asked me to open the door. So I opened the door and unlocked it. The door was, the front door was unlocked or whatever.
Okay.
But he told me to unlock the door to see if the back would work or whatever. But they still couldn't get it open, so I had opened the other door.
What other door?
The back door on the driver's side.
Back door. Okay, so it's
Yeah.
like an SUV kind of
Yeah.
thing? Okay.
And they had put the body in there.
Okay. Now, when you were in the room with Ben, with Timothy, and with this other guy, did you ever touch anything?
I wasn't in the room, I was stood by the door.
You stood by the door,
Yeah.
so you never entered the room itself? Okay. And do you know who the guy that died is?
No.
Have you ever seen him before?
Well, I had seen him before because I was over there like, I'd say about 2 weeks ago. Because I had barbecued over there and him and Timothy was talking because there was a leak up under the sink. But before it's me just holding a conversation with him, no.
Okay. Did Timothy ever tell you any issues he had with this guy?
He just said that he was nosy, and he had told me the night before that he had overheard the dudes telling somebody that they better not say shit or something like that.
But the dead guy was telling someone?
And
The
yeah,
victim
yeah,
was telling who?
he didn't say who. He said he overheard him talking to somebody and telling them that they better not say shit.
Any idea why he said he's nosy?
He said because he be walking like every time somebody come over there, he'd come out the room and have his door open and stuff, be watching, or he'd walk down the hallway and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Like he was just listening to what everybody else was doing,
Right.
kind of thing. Okay.
Timothy's reason for murder, killing Anthony just for being nosy, is both bizarre and revealing. At first glance, it seems irrational, but when you break it down psychologically, it points to deeper issues beneath the surface. Calling someone nosy isn't usually a reason for violence, but in Timothy's mind, it was enough to justify murder. This suggests paranoia or some kind of hypersensitivity, because of which he may have perceived harmless curiosity as a threat. Some murders are premeditated, but this seems impulsive and emotional. Timothy may have snapped in the moment, unable to process his emotions rationally. People who kill for trivial reasons often have poor emotional regulation, a history of aggression, or a distorted sense of personal boundaries.
And you've met this man before?
I have seen him before
Okay. Over at Timothy's house or somewhere
at
else?
his mama's house when he was staying with his mom.
How long has Timothy known this guy?
I don't know.
You think for a while?
Yeah, he's been knowing a while because he called him his cousin.
Now, when you saw him over at Timothy's mama's house, like, was the guy just visiting or was he staying with
He
him?
was just bitching.
How old do you think that guy?
He's like in his 20s, I'd say maybe 24, 25, somewhere in there.
Okay.
It's a possibility. Yeah.
Okay. I think Timothy does like music videos.
Yeah,
something
he
like
rap.
that, right? Okay. Does this guy rap with him?
I never seen him rap with him.
You ever seen him post a picture with this guy?
Touching with your hands. Then you boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Please, please, please come give me a cigarette. I just want to smoke a cigarette. I want to take a hit and nothing to do. Nothing to do. You know I don't get paid for. I don't need no. He said, I don't need no.
Do you think that unknown guy is going to be on the snap somewhere?
I don't know about his Snap. I don't know if they're friends on Snap, but I do believe they're friends on Facebook.
Okay. So if you were to look at his Facebook and look at his friends, you think you'd be able to pick him out? Okay. But you've only met him a couple of times?
Right.
Okay. So after you see them in the room, can you tell that the guy in there is dead at that point?
Yeah, he looked pale. And
He
then,
looked pale.
yeah. Oh, because the way he was laying on his back. But
Okay.
on this side of his body, he wasn't, bleeding or nothing on this side. But you can tell when you look in there on the mattress that it was blood on the mattress. That's where he was bleeding on that side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever have to look at his face or anything?
I ain't really get a good look,
Okay.
but I know that he was bleeding on one side of his face.
Okay. It's the blood that was on the mattress? Okay. And then when you said they wrapped him up in a sheet or
It's a blanket.
blanket? What kind of blanket?
It was like a quilt.
The quilt? You remember what color it was?
Black. It was all black.
Okay. Anything else you remember about what they did to him?
That's all I know. Like, they had already had him wrapped up in the blanket,
Okay.
and after they got the body in the car and stuff, I had went back in the house to go get my kids ready so we can call somebody to come get us because he said that he had left because, well, that's before I know he left with my kids. I was in the room looking for my keys.
Okay. So after they put the body up?
Yes. And then after they had left and all that, he had asked me to clean up the blood.
Okay.
I was scared for me and my kids' life because I know that he had a gun. I didn't know if it was on him or not, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I had cleaned the blood off the door where the man was at, and I cleaned the blood off the door where you come in and out the place.
Like to get where, like the
Like,
door they
like
used to
the
get
entrance to
car?
come in and out.
Okay.
Yeah. And I had also applied bleach on the concrete where the blood drippings was.
Okay.
But on the door, the two doors, I had sprayed some cleaner on the doors.
Were you talking to anybody about it?
Well, I tried to call my mom, but her phone was dead. So I had called my auntie.
So you
Well,
called, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I had called my aunt Denise. But, she really couldn't hear me on my phone, because I guess the service or whatever.
Mhm.
But I was telling her what was going on. And, I told her I was trying to get her to my mama to tell her what's going on. And, that's the person that I was mainly talking to.
Your auntie?
Yeah. And then I had called my cousin to come get us.
Okay. So you called your mom, she didn't answer, then you called your auntie, and then your cousin.
Right.
Did you call them like right after he left, or did some time pass?
Like, this was like right after.
Okay. So those
That's
phone calls
after
are
I had
behind.
cleaned up the blood and stuff and got my kids and we went to the band. I had called him after that and told him I need my keys because I was supposed to be going to work the next day. Or going to work that day. But I didn't have nowhere my keys were. I didn't see them nowhere in the room.
Okay.
So I called him and asked him where my keys was, and he said that they was in his jacket at first. So then after I kept calling back, I guess his phone had died or something, I don't know. But then when I finally did get a hold to him, because I had my cousin pick us up, and he took us to my uncle's house. And I called him and asked him, I said, where's my keys? When you gonna bring me my keys? And he said, he said that he was gonna, I asked him, I said, can you just leave the keys in the van and I'll come get the van? And he said, well, I got the keys with me.
Okay.
So then, I was at my uncle's house. So I had called my cousin to pick me back up from my uncle's house and take us over there. And I asked him, can he bring me my van? Because I need my van to take my kids back and forth to school.
Okay.
And he's like, well, I just need you to take me to my mom's house and drop my clothes off over there. Well, then he said, well, you ain't got to drop me off all the way. You just drop me off halfway. I told him I couldn't do it. So he got out my van and he left walking, like going towards Wallace. And I haven't heard from him until later on that night around 8 or 9. He had called and said that he was at his mom's house to bring him his clothes. And I never did.
8 or 9 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday? Okay, so just to make sure I got it right. So he told you to clean up the blood. After you did that, you called him to ask where your keys were because you were trying to leave with your kids. He had them with him. So then you called your mom, and then you called your aunt. And then did you tell your aunt what happened?
Yeah.
Okay, who's your aunt?
Denise York.
York? Okay. And then you called the cousin. What cousin?
Christopher Carter.
Carter?
Yeah.
And he picked you up and took you where?
To my uncle's house.
Where's that?
In Pine Creek.
Where's that?
It's off Old Jacksonville Highway.
Is that an apartment or? Okay. So whose apartment is that?
It's my uncle's girlfriend apartment.
What's her name?
Clarice. I don't know her last name.
Do you know what apartment number you're in?
All I know is when you go in that way, it's not the first apartment, but it's the second one. I don't remember the number. He was just asking me to take him to his mama's house so he could drop his phone and stuff off. And then he was like, don't be stressed out, don't be worried. And I was like, how can I not be stressed and worried when you already got me some trouble, you know? But, and then he said something about that he was going to get out of here as soon as possible. He's waiting on his check to come or something like that.
Is he work or something?
No.
What check?
He get SSR, Social Security. Because he get a check on the first and then he gets one on the third. Because I asked him who. And he never did tell me. And so when he came over there to bring me my van, he had his haircut. He had on some black jean pants and a black shirt with something on it. I don't know what he had on the shirt.
Was he by himself?
Yeah.
Okay. Did he tell you where the friend went to?
No.
Okay. And after
He said that he was gone. Because I said, why your brother can't come get you and take your clothes wherever they going? He gone.
Okay.
My nerves was bad, so I was just kind of like basically all over the place.
Okay. Did you ever talk to Timothy again?
Nope, not at all.
So when was the last actual time you
The
talked to
last
Timothy?
actual time I had talked to him was that Friday night. Well, yeah, the Friday night when he came to pick me up. It was around 8 or 9 when they had picked me up.
You mean Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday. When they had picked me up and he had called to ask can I get his clothes. Take his clothes to his mom's house.
Are you talking about when law enforcement picked you up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
It was that same night.
was it before or after you got picked up?
It was before.
And he called you
Mm-hmm.
from his regular phone or from a
Regular phone.
Did he say where he was?
You know. Well, yes, he did. He said, I said, where you at? Well, he asked me, he said, can you bring my clothes to me? I'm at my teacher's house. I said, all right, just like that. But I didn't take them clothes over there.
Okay. So you were never actually in the van with him?
I wasn't.
Y'all never went back to his apartment to get anything?
No.
Do you know who the landlord is over there?
Where he stayed? I don't know his name or nothing like that, but I know him when I see him.
You've seen him
I know,
before?
yeah. I know he's a black man.
Okay. But you've never actually talked to him or anything like that? Did you see him in the last couple days?
Anything else that you left out?
I'm real back.
Once he had got like I say, I was holding the door open, when they brought the body out. And some blood had got on my scrubs.
Like scrub pants?
Yeah, scrub like my pants. And on my sock. So I had wiped it off with the baby wipe.
Okay. Did it come all the way off? Or
It's smeared.
smeared on
on there.
it?
Yeah.
Where are those clothes at?
It's at my aunt's house on 271.
Okay. Where are they at in the house?
And in the bathroom on the floor.
You washed them?
No.
Still dirty?
Yes.
Still got blood on them?
Yes.
You said it was on your pants and one sock.
Yeah.
What kind of shoes were you wearing?
I was wearing some pink slides.
Pink
I
slop?
don't know if it got on there or not, but I know it got on my sock and my pants.
Edna had plenty to say, but one question still didn't add up. How did eyewitnesses see her if she wasn't there? No matter how many answers she gave, this one kept circling back like a loose thread waiting to unravel.
Is there any reason that you can think of that someone that eyewitnesses would mistakenly say that you were
I
in that
really
van?
don't know because I know once I went over my cousin's house, she told me that she had seen Timothy at the gas station with another girl. So, I don't know, but I know
Which cousin?
her name is Amber Brooks.
Okay.
She told me that she had seen him at the gas station with another girl. Well, she had told my cousin, Chris, which is her stepdaddy, that she had seen Timothy at the gas station. I don't know if he was in my van at that time or not. I don't know because I didn't have my key. No, this was yesterday. When I was at my cousin's house, he still had my van at the time.
Okay, hang on. So today's Monday.
Right.
Okay. Yesterday was Sunday. We talked to you like Saturday night into early Sunday morning.
Yeah, he had brought me my van that Saturday. It was Saturday. Saturday when I went over their house. He didn't bring me my van back to me until around 3 or 4 o'clock that evening.
And you were at Chris's house.
And I was at my cousin Chris' house.
Okay. So we established that.
Right.
Meanwhile, the detectives needed to untangle the relationship between Edna and Timothy.
I guess you guys are boyfriend, girlfriend right now, but he still does things with Mitra, you think?
No, we is not together. We co-parents. We are not together at all.
Okay. So is he more together with Mitra right now than you? Would you say that?
Yeah. Because the whole reason me going over there was to wash clothes and so he could spend time with his kids.
Okay. So that's something you kind of do out of a courtesy for him,
Right.
just to be in his kid's life.
Right, because he don't have no transportation or nothing.
So as far as sexual activity, are you guys still sexually active?
No.
How long has that been? I mean, you're pregnant, right? So
Yeah.
4 months ago.
Yeah.
Was that the last time you think, or since then?
No, I mean, we had intercourse recent, but not, I'd say about maybe 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, do you know that he's actively with Mitra at all, or?
At the time I didn't know, but I do now because I questioned her about it,
Okay.
and she told me that they were still intimate or whatever.
Okay. So if you're now, does your cousin Amber, does she know Mitra?
She don't know her, she know of her.
I mean, if she saw Mitra in a van with him, would she know that's Mitra?
I'm pretty sure she.
You think?
So I don't know if she'll know her, you know what I'm saying, when she see her or, because it's been a while.
Help me solve this the rest of the way.
I
Like
mean,
I said,
that's-
like she said, you know, when the trial jury sees this, when the DA looks at it, and they're like, man, she really tried to help them get this solved because this guy did something really bad. It just helps you.
Right.
Okay.
Well, that's really how I know.
Okay. Now, like I said, once again, when we talked last time,
Yeah.
we did that and like 3 or 4 new things came
I
out.
know, it was just.
Now today I got scrub pants and a sock had blood on them. I didn't know that yesterday.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I
was
mean?
just, I don't know, just
So, no, I get it. But, like she said, if you didn't murder anybody, then I don't want to put you in jail for that.
Right.
Okay? But as of right now, some things are coming around making you look not so credible anymore. So for a case like this, you can't miss anything. Okay? Like I said, we've already found our victim. There's not more to
I
it.
think it's more to it, but that's just what he was telling me.
What do you think? Why do you think it happened?
Because he was saying that the dude, well, I know he's saying the dude was nosy, but Timothy, he always think people's out to get him. And by him saying that the dude is nosy, you know what I'm saying, he thinks that, because Timothy also said that it's people that got money on his head. He always said that.
Like somebody got hit out on him?
Yeah. So he always think people is out to get him.
What would make him think something like that?
I don't know.
What gang is he affiliated with?
I think it's, I don't know, it's West Side Crips or something like that.
Crips?
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's Crips.
Yeah. And he never just really, you know, broke down and told me why.
Was he ever diagnosed like with paranoia or
Me
anything
personally, I think he bipolar and schizophrenic.
like that? You ever take medicine for it?
He's supposed to take medicine, but then he's also ADHD.
Okay.
But he haven't been taking his medicine.
How long?
It's been a minute since he took his medicine.
But even without his medicine, he could function fine in
Right.
day-to-day life.
It's
not
just,
like-
he just constantly on the go doing stuff.
But he doesn't act like super crazy or nothing when he's
No.
on his meds. So everybody that you talked to knew that you saw them carrying out a dead body.
No, they didn't know that I seen him carry out that body, but they know that I told them that he had did something to this man.
Do you know who that man is?
No, I don't.
You don't know him? No one ever told you his name?
Well, I didn't find out his name until
Okay, well you keep calling him man and body, and his name's Anthony.
Anthony.
Okay?
Then, the female detective does something subtle but powerful. Victims often get reduced to crime scene details and evidence files, but this detective brings it back to what really matters. Anthony Wilson was a person, not just a case. It's a small thing, but it forces Edna to acknowledge the weight of what happened.
He was 53. He has a couple kids and a brother that's devastated. Okay? Imagine your kids hearing that they found your body thrown out like a piece of trash and having to reason with that. That's exactly what his kids are going through. Shit, they're our age, going through this. Imagine someone doing that to your mother or someone that you care about that's older like that and just disposing of them like they're nothing. How would that make you feel?
I would be upset and devastated too.
Okay, well that's what that family's going through right now. And we're trying to figure out what happened to them because they, at the end of the day, regardless of who they were, what they were into, their race, it doesn't matter. Their family deserves to know what happened to their loved one. He was loved, and he stayed by himself from the looks of it, but he was a loved individual, and like I said, had kids. You have kids? So as a mom, you know, you're in this predicament that you yourself put yourself into by seeing or dating Mr. Anthony, and I'm not sorry, Anthony, Mr. Timothy, and I don't believe you're being 100% truthful still.
I am.
Well, I don't believe it. Now, I understand you're telling me the truth, but it's just, I don't know how else to describe it other than being a hunch, okay? Now, you have kids, and they're all pretty young. What you're looking at is going to send you away for a long time. Are you pregnant?
Yes.
Is that what I heard? Okay. How far along are you?
4 months.
Okay. So potentially you have 5 kids that will not grow up with their mother. That's how serious this issue is. Okay? How does that make you feel? Besides all this, just how would you feel being taken away from your family until your kids are grown and having someone else raise them? Because that's what you're looking at. So that's why we're asking for your cooperation. I mean, I got 3 kids too. I can't imagine them growing up without me. But that's where you're at now. Okay? So we need to figure out who this guy is that was with Timothy. And I think you know, and for whatever reason, you're not telling me. And I don't understand. Like, what are you hiding?
I don't know his name. I don't know his first name. All I know is his last name is Polk.
Polk.
Yes.
Okay. And when you say you think that's his last name, you know that, or you just heard it?
Well, I heard that.
From who?
No, I'm saying just like, because I think he had sent me a friend request on Facebook. I do believe. And the last name is Polk, and it looked like the same dude that was with Timothy.
Okay. And you think they might be friends on Facebook?
Yes.
So if I pull this Facebook up, you'd be able to show me who you think it is.
It's
Do you mind logging into your Facebook to show me what you're talking about? Here, hold on.
I don't remember see what's okay.
You don't know it?
I don't think I remember. I can try to, because I had to change my password.
Here's this. It's on like Wi-Fi thing, so it might log out.
You want me to go to Timothy's page?
Well, did you accept his friend request?
No, I didn't.
It should still be on there. You'll scroll back up. That's just people you may know.
Did you decline it, or did you just leave it?
I'm just living.
You'll hit that see more right there. What are you trying to look at?
I was trying to see if it could pop up, but I know it.
Why didn't you respond to the request?
Hmm?
Why didn't you respond to the request and accept it or delete it? Or did you?
I don't remember deleting it. I really don't remember deleting it.
Did you accept it?
No. I just looked at it and it just kept on going.
So these pictures down here, he's not any of those that you know of?
No. That's his brother Richard.
Okay.
And that's his other friend Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot his name. But that was not him.
Okay.
Anyways, I really don't know his name on Facebook. I remember seeing that picture and seeing his last name on there was Polk.
I want to see it. I want to see it. I think he likes to write too. Or somebody. No, this is
That's Timothy's.
Were you in this video?
No.
Is that Timothy, I guess? You know who that is?
No, I don't. Is the guy in lighter skin? Is that him or no? No.
Who you seen that one? Who's that?
That's him.
That's Polk.
Mm-hmm. No, wait, hold on. Go to his photos.
So you're telling me this guy and Timothy were the ones that you saw with Mr. Anthony's dead body? Did you and Timothy ever actually discuss what happened to him?
No.
He never told you how he got killed?
Nope, he never told me nothing.
Okay, so while y'all were in the room together, or while he was wrapping him up, he never said anything to you?
Don't was when I had went to the room for the first time, the dude was already wrapped up in the quilts. All I know is I was asleep. And I didn't hear nothing the whole time I was asleep.
Okay.
And I'm thinking like if it was a gun or whatever the case may be, then I should have heard it.
Okay.
But I didn't hear nothing. But I don't know what it was.
So you don't know how all the blood got on the mattress?
No, I don't, because I was asleep when it happened.
Okay.
Me and my kids were asleep.
How do you know that?
What do you mean, how do I know that?
How do you know you were asleep when it happened?
When I knew I was asleep because I didn't hear nothing or anything. And when I got up,
Let me tell you something. You don't know when it happened, right? That's what you told me before.
I really don't know when it happened.
But now you're telling me you know you were asleep when it happened. So which one is it?
It had to been that night. So I know I was sleeping. I didn't get up until 5 o'clock this morning.
And you think he was shot. So you're telling me that a gunshot that close to you would not wake you up, but your baby crying would.
I mean,
That
I don't
doesn't
know.
make any damn sense.
I said I don't know if it was a gun or not.
That's what you told me.
I just know that it was a lot of blood on the mattress.
And you told me you thought he shot him. Because from the beginning of this, initially, you just saw him with a body in a blanket. Then, all of a sudden, you held the door for him so they could carry the body outside. Then, we changed it up a little bit more, and you unlocked the car so they could put it in there. Then it changed again to you open the front door so you can unlock the door. Then, you cleaned up the crime scene for him, right? Now, you know the other guy's last name. And you still didn't fucking call me and tell me this is the guy who helped commit a murder with Timothy.
There's the illusion of cleanliness, wiping away the blood, scrubbing the floors, as if she could erase what happened with a mop and some bleach. But guilt doesn't work that way.
You know how much time I've been away from my family, how many hours I put into this shit, and all you had to do was call me and tell me this is the other guy, and you didn't do it. You also didn't call and tell us that they killed a guy for no good reason and hauled his damn body off to dump him. Why the hell not? You know how bad that makes you look? You know how bad that makes you look?
Very bad.
You say you got a heart. No, you don't. You didn't give two shits about them killing this guy, wrapping his body up, taking him out to hide him so nobody would ever find him. So they did a really shitty job of it, because I found him fast.
Yes, I did.
You did, but you didn't. You know who you told? Every single person you told didn't call me, and they're going to go to jail too. Because nobody gives two shits about this victim and him being dead and his family having to deal with this.
I do feel bad. I really do.
I can tell. You say one thing and you do another thing every single time. And every time we talk to you, some more shit comes out. Which tells me that everything you're telling me is probably not true.
But that's not even the case.
Once again, you're saying that, but you're doing this. What you're doing makes you a criminal. A heartless criminal that wanted to see a guy die and didn't want anybody to find his body.
Criminals often cling to the belief that if there's no body, there's no crime. It's a way to rewrite reality. If the evidence is gone, maybe what happened can disappear too. But covering up a crime doesn't erase guilt. If anything, it makes it heavier. It shows premeditation, awareness, and a conscious effort to deceive. The moment Edna helped clean up, she crossed the line from witness to accomplice.
So, like I told you, you got kids, I got kids. Our victim had kids, right? So, you're tearing yourself away from your kids, kind of in the same manner that Timothy and Mr. Pope tore away Mr. Anthony from his children, right? So I feel like, once again, you're not being completely truthful. And I want to give you that opportunity to be truthful. Okay? This isn't about you. It's not about me. It's not about him. The only person this is about is Mr. Anthony. Okay? Like I told you. He is dead. He died in a very brutal manner, and he was disposed of in a very brutal manner. Something that, if it were to happen to one of your children, your mother, your auntie, your cousin, whoever that you love, it would have happened to Timothy. Just the sheer, I guess, heinous act behind it and how they did it. That's why we keep saying that it looks like you're cold-blooded and you just don't give a shit.
Yeah, I do.
But I don't want you to be seen, but you're being seen as you don't give a shit. Because you keep on lying. Okay? Do you want to see your kids grow up and have to see
I
you?
do.
Okay, do you want them to come visit you in the penitentiary, or would you rather see them in person? Who's going to raise them? Because everybody that you just said, that you talked to, that didn't call us, they're going to end up in the same boat as you. So I need you to be truthful. Okay? Do you want CPS to take the kids away and place them somewhere else? Okay. You love your babies, right?
Yes, I do.
You have, what's your 9-year-old's name?
My 9-year-old is Kelly Gray.
Kelly, okay. And is it 7? Or what's their name?
Decorian.
Decorian. And then you have a,
5-year-old.
what's their name?
Christina.
Christina. And then the baby?
Elijah.
Elijah. So very, very small. The older two, they're kind of old enough where they can kind of comprehend what's going on. The little two, they won't. But you got to think about it in the way that mistakes were made, you're already in it, right?
Right.
Keep on lying, you're going to dig that hole even deeper and deeper. Now it's time to try to get yourself out of that so that you can have a family to raise, or have a chance to raise your family, because the kids do need you. Okay, at the end of the day, I don't know who their dad is or anything like that besides Timothy. I don't know how present he is, but it sounds like you're raising them. It sounds like everywhere you go you take these kids.
I do.
Because they're your babies.
Right.
And you want to see them grow up. Right?
Right.
Okay. Tell me about what happened. Okay? Fully. Names, what you saw, what you witnessed, everything. Like I said, you've already been charged with some stuff. We're trying to prevent you from getting anything else, okay? But ultimately, the goal is to get Mr. Anthony some justice, right?
Right.
He did not deserve to go the way he did. He did not deserve to be disposed of the way that he was. Okay? Once you hear the facts of what happened afterwards and how he, had to kind of commandeer together to get him because people don't want to talk to us or people are hiding evidence from us, I mean, you'll be appalled at it. If you don't already know. Do you know how he was found?
No.
Do you know where?
The sunk cost fallacy is when someone continues making bad decisions just because they've already invested too much. It is exactly what's happening in this case. And there's another thing at play here, the accomplice effect. It is when a person who didn't commit the crime still plays a key role in helping or covering it up. This happens for a few reasons. First is psychological pressure. In Edna's case, the killer is that father of her kids. She's emotionally involved with him. Second is gradual involvement. It starts with small actions like cleaning and then lying, and it escalates into full participation. And the third reason is distorted moral reasoning. The accomplice can justify their actions by thinking, I didn't pull the trigger, so I'm not really guilty. Edna may have told herself that, cleaning the crime scene wasn't as bad as the murder itself. But in reality, her actions made her an active participant.
No.
The condition of his body?
No.
Well, when you find that out, I mean, a human being that was dragged out into the middle of nowhere, burned, left out there. Okay. Well, I'm just telling you that this is stuff that has actually happened. I'm not lying to you. I'm telling you this stuff because I want you to be truthful. Because at the end of all of this, how gruesome this murder was and the disposal of this man's body, I mean, if you're a party to it, you're going to spend some time in the penitentiary. Okay? Mm-hmm. All right. So tell me what happened that Friday before he was killed.
He had, I guess he had his gun or whatever in his pants.
Okay.
And then after that, he just, like, he kept running in and out the room, in and out the room, in and out the room. And
this is Friday night?
yes.
Okay.
He was up most of the night, like, in and out, in and out. Then he kept cutting, every time he came in there, he cut the light on. And I was like, I do have to go to work in the morning. Why you keep cutting this big light on?
Mm-hmm.
So then he would go in the closet. He would go in the closet, stand there for a while, or whatever he was doing in there. I don't know. Smoking, I guess. So then, as time goes on, and the kids finally went to sleep. So then my baby had woke up around 5 o'clock in the morning. Woke up, and that's why he had woke up, so I said, well, I might as well just go ahead and stay up because I couldn't go to sleep. So I got up and went and got in the shower. I got in the shower, then when I got in the shower, that's when I seen his homeboy in the room. And I asked him, I said, where's Timothy? He said that he's outside. But as I was going to go outside, that's when I seen Timothy in the man's room.
All right, let me stop you real quick. Homeboy, was he there Friday?
He wasn't there. No, he wasn't there Friday. He was there that morning, that Saturday morning.
So he wasn't there overnight when you were there?
No, he wasn't.
Okay. About what time do you think Timothy stopped coming in and out?
But I didn't see the homeboy until after I had got out the shower that next morning.
Okay. What was the homeboy doing in your bedroom? Or in your, I guess, Timothy's
He was in there standing up at the foot of the bed.
This case begs an important question. Why do people stay loyal to criminals, even when they know what they did was wrong? Sometimes it's love. Sometimes it's fear. And sometimes it's simply because they've been manipulated into believing there's no other choice. But the cost of this loyalty over morality was Edna's own freedom and conscience.
And that was it. And then that's when I asked him where was Timothy.
Was he acting strange or something? Or was that normal talk for him? So they're in Mr. Anthony's room.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Anthony was dead. He was wrapped in a sheet.
And a blanket.
In a blanket, sorry. And both Timothy and the homeboy were working on getting him out.
Yes.
Did you see anybody else doing
No.
all that?
It was just them two.
Okay. And you saw blood?
Mm-hmm.
Did you, Timothy, or the homeboy ever say what happened or discuss what happened to Anthony?
No. So, after all that, well, Timothy had asked me to clean up the blood. But after I had went in the room and stuff like that, I had went in the room to try to get the kids together. But before I had got them ready, before we got ready to leave, that's when I had cleaned the blood with the cleaning spray on the door where Mr. Anthony was. And then I had, well, he wasn't in there, but that's Mr. Anthony's room. And then I had cleaned the door when you come in and out.
Okay.
I had wiped that with the cleaning spray and wiped it off with a towel. And after all that, I had put those two towels in the trash can outside. I put those two towels in the trash can outside. And then I had went back in the room, and got the bleach and poured it on the concrete with the blood. And I had wiped that with the child, and then I know I had put one of the childs in Timothy's room in the trash can. And then after I did all that, that's when I had grabbed my kids, and we had went to the van, and that's why I started calling Timothy, asking him where was my keys, and he said that they was in his pocket. So I was like, well, when did you come back to grab my keys? He kept lying, saying, I'm coming back, I'll be there in a few minutes, and time went by, he still didn't come back. So I had called my auntie, and I was telling her what happened, and then I had called my mom, but she didn't answer the phone, her phone was dead. So I had called to talk to my auntie on the phone, and I was explaining to her what happened, and then after I got off the phone with her, that's when I had called my cousin and asked him to come pick us up and take us to where my mama was, which she was in Pine Creek at my uncle's house.
During all this, are you talking to Timothy at all?
No, the only time I had talked to him, well, I talked to him when I had got to my uncle's house, and he asked me where was I at, because I was asking when was he going to bring me my keys. So he was like, just calm down, and relax. I said, this is not no relaxing matter.
No, is text or you voice calling?
He had text.
Okay.
Well, no, I had talked to him on the phone when I was telling him. I said, how can you say you fix your life to say you love somebody and then you put me in a situation like this? I ain't never been in no situation like this before, so, you know, and I don't know what you, I know you have a gun, you know what I'm saying? That I was scared for me and my kids' life. I don't know what you was capable of doing. You know, so that's why I guess you could say, I practically say I was doing everything that he was telling me to do. But, so I went over my cousin's house, and I sat over there for a while, and I texted him. Well, he had called me. Well, I texted him. I think I texted him. I texted him, I called him 1 or 2, and told him that I was at my cousin's Chris' house. Can he bring my van over here? And I asked him, do he remember where cousin Chris stayed? And he said, yeah. So he had, I said, well, where you at? When you gonna bring my van? And he said, I'm on my way. So he brought the van over there, and he had all his clothes in there. So then, once he pulled up, I went outside and talked to him. I said, what is you gonna do? Where is you gonna go? Or what are you gonna do with your clothes? I said, because I can't take you to take your clothes nowhere, because he asked me to take him to his mama's house and drop him off with his clothes. I said, well, I can't do it. I said, why you can't call your brother and ask him to do it? And he's like, well, he's gone already. I said, well, I don't know what you're going to do because I can't do it. So he left out walking.
So where's all his clothes at now?
His clothes are out there at my auntie's house because he never did come get them. So.
What'd you do all day yesterday?
All day yesterday. Let's see, what was yesterday? Sunday? I went over to my cousin's house yesterday. And then my cousin had invited me and the kids to go to the zoo. So I had went to the zoo with her to take the kids to the zoo. And then when we came back from the zoo, I went back to her house with my cousin. Yeah, my cousin's house. And they had barbecued and stuff, so we stayed and barbecued and stuff like that. And then I went back to my auntie's house. I was just in room.
Everything you're telling me now is true and correct.
Yes.
And you were still telling me you got Polk's name because he tried to add you on Facebook?
Yes.
And this was after the murder?
Yes.
Detectives took Edna's DNA, hoping it would lead them somewhere. But with every question, their frustration kept building. Edna's story was full of holes, contradictions, and excuses. The more they pressed her, the more she dug herself into a web of lies.
And really, at this point, if you're lying about anything that happened in here, I'll personally write the warrant for you for murder.
I'm not lying.
Well, we're going to find out, aren't we?
Yeah.
Once we talk to Timothy, and once we talk to this Pope guy, we'll figure out what the connection is there. And I'm telling you, if it turns out you're lying about something, you're going to face the same charges that they are. Right now, you have about $275,000 worth of bonds on those 2 charges you got currently. I don't know if you were told that or not, but that's what your bonds are right now. $250,000 for the tampering and $25,000 for the failed to report. Stuff that really you could have avoided yourself had you, 1, shown any remorse for any of this, 2, actually gave a shit, and 3, all you had to do was call him with some kind of information, but you didn't. I don't feel bad for you. Initially, I kind of did, but I don't anymore. You know what I feel bad for? I feel bad for the guy that got murdered. The guy that got murdered, the guy that got thrown in the trash, just thrown away like he's nothing, got set on fire, just left out there. And because of actions of Timothy, this other guy, and you, his family's having to suffer through that. Now, I don't feel bad for you at all. I feel bad for your kids. I'll tell you that. I feel bad for you. I feel bad for your mother having to raise those kids now. But that's a life that you decided to choose. And by you withholding information from us, that really could have been so simple. Because all you had to do is think, this person that was killed, maliciously murdered, and disposed of, deserves some kind of justice. But you know what? I'm going to make it hard for everyone involved. Because I don't want Timothy to get in trouble.
That was not it.
Well, shit, something happened. You must have thought you're going to get in trouble, too. Good luck to you, man. But I don't feel bad for you, and it comes out your line, you'll face murder, too.
I'm not.
In the end, Edna was no help. The truth didn't come from her. It came from Timothy himself. He didn't need to be found or caught. He walked in and turned himself in. If you haven't watched his interrogation yet, we highly recommend you do. Timothy was arrested and charged with murder. He pleaded guilty in June 2023 and was sentenced to 40 years in prison. Christian pleaded guilty to tampering with a human corpse in August 2023 and was sentenced to 11 years in prison. Edna was also charged with tampering with evidence of a human corpse, but her case remains pending.
Ooh, Lord. Ooh, goodness. Got clogged down the throat a little bit. Just to be close to you, girl. And see, that's why I be trying to be singing to my old lady instead of trying to make her an accessory. You feel me? Ain't no way in hell, baby girl, I be trying to go hard for a dude who don't give a damn about me. Gonna put something on my plate that can't come out. You hear me? Put some crime on me, man. That ain't even like no dude. Like, she didn't even have no attributes of such. She didn't even put no woman in no situation like that, man. You know? But dudes don't give a damn. They don't give a damn, but as long as they got freedom, they don't give a damn. You better know it. On that plantation break, man, that 15-minute break, but I was just listening to the interrogation while I was on the line. It's just sad, man, but like I said, my black sisters, what they'll do to try to find love, man. And sisters, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Even though ain't nothing going on but the rent. Ain't nothing going on but the rent, baby. Got to have a J.O.B. if you want to be with me. You better know that. And hey, it is what it is on that, man. Ladies, y'all better have some standards about yourself. Don't be falling for everything. You feel me? I don't give a damn if he's long, down, silver. That's what we got some of y'all blinded. Just like some good issue, you having a man acting crazy. You know what I'm saying? This your boy Moose. Do me a favor. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe, man. Don't get caught up, baby girl, like old girl. Peace and ball of Hagrid's people.